What if I told you that in the next 12 months your heart will race, your hands will sweat, and your jaw will drop, not from real life, but from what's coming to your screen? These aren't just new FPS games. These are stories disguised as bullets, worlds born from chaos, and battles that blur the line between survival and self-discovery. Some will challenge your reflexes, others, your emotions, and a few might just stay with you long after the credits roll. So buckle up, because this isn't just a list. This is a countdown of power, of fear, of fire, of everything the FPS genre is evolving into. Let's dive in. What if Blade Runner took a wrong turn and ended up in a dust-choked desert? In ExeKiller, you're Denzel Phoenix, a lone bounty hunter chasing ghosts across the ruins of a post-cataclysm America. The skyline of New York, buried in sand. Towering over it all is the Helen Corporation, your employer or your enemy. Choices aren't just dialogue, they're destiny. Every bullet you fire, every life you spare, shifts the path ahead. You're not saving the world. You're surviving it. A retro-futuristic fever dream where justice feels hollow and trust is the rarest currency. Are you the hunter or just another pawn in the dust? Redemption doesn't come easy, especially when you're trapped in purgatory with a shotgun. The Painkiller Reboot throws you into a twisted afterlife where the only way out is through endless waves of unholy monsters. You're not alone. Up to 3 friends can join you in the madness, but salvation? That's personal. Armed with brutal weapons and mysterious tarot cards that grant supernatural abilities, every step forward feels like a gamble with your soul. Your mission? Defeat Azel, a fallen angel hell-bent on unleashing his demonic army upon Earth. He wants chaos. You want redemption. And only one of you walks out of the flames. Some nightmares don't fade. They evolve. System Shock 2. Remastered breathes terrifying new life into one of the most haunting sci-fi shooters ever made. Rebuilt by Night Dive Studios for its 25th anniversary, this isn't just a facelift. It's a resurrection. Every corridor still pulses with dread, but now with modern visuals, refined controls, and integrated community patches that fix the flaws of the original. The cold voice of Shodan still echoes through the halls, and survival still means outsmarting the chaos. For newcomers, it's a chilling origin story. For veterans, it's a second descent into darkness. Only this time, it looks even more alive. 10 years of silence. And now, Samus returns. Metroid Prime 4. Beyond isn't just another entry. It's a long-awaited revival of one of gaming's most beloved sci-fi sagas. Developed once again by Retro Studios, this installment dives deeper into the mysteries of alien worlds, blending atmospheric exploration with pulse-pounding first-person combat, new environments, new enemies. And with the Nintendo Switch 2's rumored enhancements, movement and aiming might feel sharper than ever. But it's not just about tech, it's about legacy. This is Samus stepping back into the shadows, facing whatever lurks just beyond the stars. And for fans, it's not just a game, it's a homecoming. In a galaxy run by corporations and chaos, who really owns your future? The Outer Worlds 2 picks up Obsidian's signature blend of dark humor, slick sci-fi, and player-driven storytelling. Only this time, everything feels bigger, sharper, and more rebellious. It's not just about space travel anymore. It's about bending the universe to your will, through charm, sabotage, or sheer firepower. With smoother combat, smarter stealth, and the same razor-sharp dialogue that made the first game shine, this sequel promises to out-Bethesda itself. New crew, new stars. Same question. How far will you go to outplay a universe built to control you? Between the quiet forests of Finland and the frozen silence of Russia lies a place no map dares name, the road to Vostok. This is no fantasy shooter. It's raw, unforgiving survival where every bullet matters and every shadow hides a choice. There's no flashy UI, no hand-holding. Just you, your gear, and the chilling wind cutting through abandoned checkpoints and decaying outposts. Built on the GDAU engine, the game favors realism over spectacle. Painful reloads, brutal wounds, and tense silences broken only by distant gunfire. There's no glory here, only grit, instinct, and the cold truth. Vostok doesn't want you to survive, but you will try anyway. Just when you thought Kyle Crane had made his final leap, he evolves into something else entirely. In Dying Light, the Beast, the rooftop-running survivor returns, this time not just faster but monstrous. Born from secret experiments, Crane now wields raw, beast-like power alongside his signature parkour agility. Climb faster, smash harder, and unleash fury on the infected with strength that borders on terrifying. It began as DLC for Dying Light 2, but this spin-off became too wild to contain. 4-player co-op brings even more chaos, but deep down, it's still Crane's fight. Only now, the man who once ran from monsters has become one. The war against the machines isn't over, it's just getting personal. Terminator Survivors drops you into a bleak future where Skynet's shadow looms large, and every scavenged bullet might be your last. Craft, hide, fight, repeat. This isn't a power fantasy. It's survival horror in a world that's already lost. Developed by Nacon Studio Milan, the game blends base building, resource management, and stealth with the chilling presence of unstoppable Terminators. Originally planned for the franchise's 40th anniversary, it's now launching in early access, giving players a front-row seat to the end of humanity. No John Connor, no guarantees, just you. And the silence before the machine's return. What if changing the past meant rewriting everything and everyone you thought you knew? Clockwork Revolution spins you into the gears of a steampunk city where time isn't just a mechanic, it's a weapon. Think BioShock Infinite with a darker twist, airships, strange tech, and the power to travel back in time and alter the present. Every decision reshapes the world. Alliances fracture, power shifts, and the truth becomes harder to trust. You're not saving history. You're bending it to your will, and in a city built on lies and machinery, the biggest threat may not be who controls time, but who controls you. In a city drenched in neon and soaked with blood, time itself bends to your will. Out of action throws you into a brutal cyberpunk war zone where slow motion isn't a gimmick, it's survival. Channeling the spirit of Max Payne, this stylish PvP shooter blends bullet-time chaos with razor-sharp reflexes and adrenaline-fueled precision. It's all multiplayer, all mayhem. Dive through shattered glass, wall run under gunfire, and outgun your rivals in cinematic showdowns that feel like choreographed violence. No campaign, no mercy. Just you, your instincts, and a kill-or-be-killed world that rewards only the fastest, or the most unpredictable. What if your greatest enemy wasn't the undead, but the hunger clawing at your sanity? Hunger reimagines the extraction shooter with a grim, plague-ridden twist. Set in a decaying 19th century world overrun by zombies and despair, it blends brutal melee combat, survival horror, and PvPvE tension into one suffocating experience. Forget high-tech gear. This is a world of rusted blades, torn cloaks, and rotting breath in every corner. You're not just fighting others for loot. You're fighting the sickness, the starvation, and the shadows that whisper as you search for a way out. This isn't survival. It's desperation, dressed in blood. Welcome to Mouseburg, a city where crime never sleeps and justice wears a fedora. In Mouse PI for Hire, you play as Jack Pepper, a no-nonsense private investigator with a revolver in one paw and a grudge in the other. It looks like a lost 1930s cartoon, but don't let the black and white charm fool you. This is a gritty, bullet-riddled noir where corruption runs deeper than the sewers. Think Sin City meets Steamboat. Willie, with smoky jazz, shadowy alleyways, and mob bosses who happen to be cats. You're not here to entertain. You're here to clean up the streets, one bad guy at a time. What happens when the ship keeping humanity alive becomes the stage for its collapse? In Judas, the spiritual successor to BioShock, you're trapped aboard a crumbling starship mid-revolt, where every choice cuts deeper than the last. You're not a hero. You're Judas, a traitor, or maybe a savior. Ken Levine's return to narrative FPS builds a world where nothing is stable. Alliances fracture, systems fail, and your decisions reshape the fate of everyone aboard. With haunting visuals, volatile characters, and unpredictable storylines, Judas isn't just about shooting your way through chaos. It's about surviving a revolution you may have started and can't control. It looks real, almost too real. Unrecord drops you into the body cam of a tactical officer where every movement feels uncomfortably authentic. Developed by French indie studio Drama, this single-player FPS blurs the line between simulation and storytelling with hyper-realistic visuals that have already gone viral. But it's not just a tech showcase. Behind the grainy lens is a gritty, grounded narrative, one that challenges your instincts and your morality. There's no HUD, no flashy markers, just you, a gun, and the pulse of a mission where hesitation means death. It's raw, it's unsettling, and it might just change how you define immersion. When Bungie speaks, the world listens. But this time, it's different. Marathon isn't a sequel. It's a full reboot of the 90s cult classic, reimagined as a sci-fi extraction shooter where PvP meets corporate espionage in the stars. You're a runner, an augmented mercenary diving into a lost colony for mysterious artifacts, data, and survival. The aesthetic? Slick. The lore? Deep. The stakes? Unclear. What makes it polarizing is what makes it fascinating. No campaign, all multiplayer, and a studio chasing its legacy in a genre it never touched before. Will it be bold or broken? Either way, the whole world's watching. Imagine Howl's Moving Castle, but it's a war machine crawling across a dying planet. In Sand, you're a desert pirate commanding a colossal walking fortress through a post-apocalyptic wasteland. This isn't just your base, it's your weapon, your home, your last hope. Loot rival ships, raid buried ruins, and engage in massive battles where strategy and chaos collide under burning skies. The world is harsh, the sandstorms are relentless, and every encounter feels like a high-stakes ambush. It's weird. It's wild. And with its blend of looter-shooter mechanics and cinematic world-building, Sand might just be the strangest and most ambitious FPS of the year. 70 years have passed, but the nightmare didn't die. It evolved. Killing Floor 3 throws you into a cyberpunk future overrun by Zeds, genetically engineered monstrosities with sharper claws, faster reflexes, and zero mercy. You're part of a rebel strike team, fighting alongside 5 other players in intense, cooperative FPS combat that's bloodier and more vertical than ever before. From claustrophobic hallways to multi-level arenas, every environment is built for speed and slaughter. Weapons are heavier, enemies are smarter, and the terror? More. Unpredictable than ever. This isn't just wave defense, it's survival in a world where science went too far, and now it's coming back to rip you apart. The loot is back, and this time it never stops. Borderlands 4 returns with a seamless open world, no loading screens, and the explosive over-the-top chaos fans crave. But beneath the mayhem, there's something sharper. Revamped humor, tighter writing, and a universe that finally feels alive again. Gearbox promises bigger worlds, deeper customization, and that signature blend of ridiculous weapons and wild personalities. Yes, Claptrap's still here. Yes, the guns still talk. But this time, it's all dialed to 11. Forget subtlety. This is looter-shooter insanity with a grin. and it wants you to dive headfirst into the madness all over again. What if Far Cry crashed into Jurassic Park and left you stranded? Ferocious throws you onto a mysterious Pacific island teeming with predators, both scaly and human. You're not a soldier. You're someone searching for a missing brother, forced to survive with whatever you can find. The jungle breathes, the dinosaurs stalk, and secrets lie buried beneath ancient ruins. But it's not just survival. You can befriend raptors, forge alliances, and weaponize the island's ecosystem. Every step is a gamble, every roar a warning. This isn't about domination. It's about navigating a living, breathing nightmare where nature doesn't care if you live or vanish without a trace. Hell has returned, but this time, it's wearing medieval armor. Doom. The Dark Ages reimagines the legendary franchise in a brutal, lore-rich setting where steel meets blood in the most visceral way possible. You're the Slayer once again, but now wielding a massive shield, crushing demons with raw force and ancient rage. Forget high-tech corridors. This is castles, catacombs, and chaos unleashed. The combat is still relentless, the pacing furious, but the world feels heavier, older, and drenched in prophecy. It's not just another Doom. It's a reckoning, where every swing, every scream, and every soul crushed beneath your boot echoes through time. The Slayer isn't back. He never left. You made it, through deserts and dying stars, through time-warped cities, bodycam horrors, and raptor-infested jungles, and now you know, this isn't just a good year for shooters. It's a generation-defining one. But here's the thing. These games, they're not just made of pixels and code. They're made of the people who play them. Of you. Your choices, your courage, your chaos. So don't just watch from the sidelines. Pick up the controller, step into the storm, and remember, the battlefield may be digital, but the thrill, the fear, the fight, that's always been real. If this video lit a fire in you, share it, spread the word. Let the world know. FPS is not just alive, it's reborn, and we're here for every shot.